It's good to be out. Vladimir Putin is a man who exudes hypermasculinity. Look here, we see him on his trusty steed, perspiration accentuating his toned torso. Here he is again, showing us his magnificent six-pack. I bet he caught a big one. He's a real macho man. Or is he? Just perhaps, and I say perhaps, he's hiding something. Clearly, with someone as complex as Putin, there's a lot to unpack. So, where do we start? After years of research and critical analysis, I will delve into his mannerisms and hidden life. I could look at his years of consolidating power, systematically eliminating sources of dissent through his cold-blooded disregard for human life. The Russian strongman attempting to flex his muscles towards his neighbors and the rest of the world. I could do that. But hey, you already know that. What you see with Putin is just the tip of the iceberg, stored below our fears and doubts. Weird shit he doesn't want anyone to know. As a result, Putin was born with a karmic bag of self-obsession. He is a predator who exerts pressure on others to test them. He does this through controlling the narrative, allowing him to cause restrictions through chaos. And speaking of chaos, Putin bears an uncanny resemblance to Siegfried in the comedy classic Get Smart. Like Siegfried, Putin is also obsessed with world domination. Now, you will notice in these photos that Putin likes to splay his legs. He calls this manspreading. Putin takes manspreading seriously. It would be remiss if we didn't look at the psychology behind this. Sitting with one's legs open shows aggression and a sense of superiority. Many body language experts think that sitting with legs splayed is more than just a sign of dominance. They believe it's a willingness to show openness to new experiences. That you're willing to put the dick in Dictator. Like most narcissists, Putin uses divide and conquer tactics to control those around him. He feeds on people's fears and prejudices and bluffs them with his own propaganda. Putin's concept that the Western world has an evil plan to destroy Russia with its liberal cosmopolitan values is more than a political trick. Instead of waging a bloody war out of an insane ambition to protect Russia, he is waging a bloody war to hide his true desires and is in an existential battle with a more powerful enemy, himself. He needs to chill out, man. So, how does Putin chill out? He loves working out. No, not that one. The other one. And Putin loves judo. Now, it's not uncommon when fighting an opponent for someone to go the squirrel grip. I'm not talking about the adorable tree-dwelling rodent. I'm talking about squeezing your opponent's testicles. And yet, when we go to the video, we see Putin and his opponent go to ground, zoom in and freeze, roll tape forward, freeze, roll forward, zoom in and freeze. Maybe he likes touching balls. Can we describe Putin as homophobic? He criminalized homosexuality. Psychodynamic conceptions of homophobia suggest that homophobes may have a latent attraction to men, which leads us to self-deception and homophobia. A secret attraction or a defensive loathing? In other words, Putin may be threatened or sickened by his own personal attraction. This data was consistent with the view that homophobia is really a manifestation of a denied or unconscious attraction. Putin is a master of twisting the narrative. He isn't invading Ukraine, he's liberating it. By marginalizing gay people, he deflects attention to get an election. So is this a case of threatened egotism, narcissism, and displaced aggression? Does self-love or self-hate lead to violence? Putin is a narcissistic bully. He projects his sense of defect into the victims he persecutes. He doesn't accept criticism because his pride is easily injured, so offending him can lead to a defensive response in retaliation. His methods range from exotic to the mundane. Poisoning critics with radioactive tea to shooting them point blank. He blows up planes. And if you stay in a hotel, make damn sure the windows can't be opened. Now Putin could have taken me out with any missile, but he chose to use this one, the bold arrow, a missile he designed himself. During testing, the bold arrow had performance issues. It couldn't get up and suffered from projectile dysfunction and premature detonation. Also, when the bolt arrow did get up, it popped instead of banged. Of all the missiles in Putin's arsenal, why use this one? The curious thing about power, if you crave it, then you don't fully have it. It has you.